Labor Day isn't just the end of summer, it's a reminder that the freedoms we take for granted, the weekends, the 8-hour workday, and safer workplaces came from people pushing back against hustle culture before it had a name. Today, we're exploring the meaning of hustle culture and how we evolve our jam from performing the empty hustle to true purposeful work alignment. Stick around and let's roll into Labor Day together.
This is Kindness Rising.
Welcome, foxes and vixens, to the Fox Den, home of Kindness Rising, your morning dose of humanity, hope, humor, and heart. So let's get after it. Back in the 80s, hustle was simple. You mowed a couple lawns on Saturday so you could buy some cassette tapes. You slung some pizza to get your gas money. You grabbed an extra shift and went off to that concert. I even remember picking rocks in my parents' backyard in exchange for a night at the movies. Hustle wasn't about proving anything, it was about fueling what mattered. Fast forward today, hustle has been hijacked. It's hashtags, mugs, and LinkedIn posts bragging about always being on. It's performative. Exhaustion is a status symbol. And here's the hidden truth. Hustle for the sake of hustle, it just doesn't pay. Not in dollars, not in joy, and definitely not in meaning. So today we're digging in. The difference between hollow hustle and purposeful hustle. One drains you, the other's going to fuel you. So let's figure out which one you are living.
Cal, I'm multitasking. A burrito, chips, and a soda. Zero regrets.
Stan, dude, that's not hustle. That's calorie mismanagement.
Guys, hustle isn't about being busy. That's just motion without meaning.
Wait, so organizing my beef jerky stash at 3 a.m. is not career development?
Correct. That's a hustle tax. And frankly, your ROI is negative.
Whee! So here's my little twist on hustle. From nearly my entire adult life, I did a different kind of hustle. I call it the puppet hustle. Get up, get after it meant serving someone else's mission, and it had to be associated with an institution of high reputation. For nearly 30 years, I jumped from job to job in the hospital and healthcare industry, chasing bigger paychecks for what I was convinced was a chance to grow on the corporate ladder. But just prior to the pandemic, I hit a milestone. I hit a milestone where I joined a senior leadership team of a respected health system. I was making more money and impacting thousands of lives. I was able to buy a lot of cool stuff with all that money, but what it really bought was burnout and burn up. I lived with the Sunday scaries. You guys know about the Sunday scaries? That's that knot in your stomach every Sunday. Maybe you didn't get it today because it's Labor Day, but the knot in your stomach when you dread Monday. But instead of the Sunday scaries, I caught a case of the daily dreadies. And ultimately, that led me to some pretty unfortunate behavior choices. I was literally killing myself slowly over a job. For a long time, I said it came with the territory. Work hard, play hard. I've earned it. I was deluded to thinking that stress of the actual work was the catalyst for my self-annihilation. I'll spare you the ugly details and I'll cut right to the point. It wasn't the stress of the job, the long hours, or the number of lives that I had responsibility for. It was a full misalignment with my purpose. It was hustling for what I thought was necessary to grow. It was grinding for my employer's purpose, not my own. Now I'm 53 years old and I see it clear. Hustle isn't the enemy. Misaligned hustle is the enemy. Hustle without purpose, that just kills your soul. But hustle with purpose, that's the good stuff. That's when work integrates into your life instead of taking it over. You still get up and get after it every day. I got up and got after it today. It's Labor Day. In a past life, I would have been so pumped to have the day off, but it wouldn't be a day off because my mind would be wandering. I'd be thinking about that work. People would still be calling me in the hospital and health systems business 24/7, 365. It never stops. But when you hustle for what lights you up, like I do every day here on Kindness Rising, the grind becomes a groove. It doesn't feel like a drag. It feels like you're finally living. And that's what I feel like every day when I get up for Kindness Rising.
Look, Maddie, we're hustling. Beat the drive-through line again.
Stan, that's not hustle. That's indigestion.
If you're hustling at 3 a.m. and can't explain why, that's not progress.
All right. Let's get some context going. What's the origins of hustle culture? Where did it come from and why were we living it for so long? Let's talk about it. Hustle culture didn't appear out of nowhere. It's been stitched together over generations. In post-World War II America, the American dream linked long hours with virtue. Work wasn't just a paycheck, it was identity, especially for us men who expected to be the company man. But by the 1980s and the 1990s, Wall Street's greed is good mantra and the Silicon Valley startup boom, it glamorized overwork as ambition. At the same time, hustle in pop culture and in street culture meant survival and creativity, making it work by any means necessary. That authenticity, it eventually got co-opted into mainstream business. By the 2010s, social media turned hustle into performance art. 4 a.m. workouts, rise and grind mug, and LinkedIn humble brags became part of the brand. The image of hustle often outplaced the substance. So why did it stick? Why did hustle culture become a thing? This is where the real context comes in. Economic insecurity, we've all experienced it. Student debt and gig work, right? Those workday, whatever, those little extra jobs, little things to bring in a little extra money. It made it feel like always being on was necessary. Startup founders actually praised sleeping under your desk as a badge of honor. I remember during the pandemic sleeping in a cot in my office at the hospital. It was necessary because that's what we needed to do to help people survive, but it wasn't good for the health. For many men, being busy has become a new status symbol in replacing cars and corner offices. Used to be, oh, if I could drive the Lamborghini or I could have the corner office with the big view, that was the idea of status. At some point, it became showing how many hours I work or grinding all night long, going online and going live at 3 a.m. or whatever it was to show how hard you were working, just to show it. Supporters of that movement, they argued that it brought freedom and momentum, resilience, and even community. The idea that today's relentless work sets you up for tomorrow's independence. But there's actually evidence of a truer story, a different story. Short bursts of hustle, they can spark growth, but as a lifestyle, it becomes dangerous. WHO research links 55-hour work weeks to heart disease and stroke. Gallup surveys show overwork leads to disengagement and burnout, not success. Psychologists have done research. A woman named Christina Maslach, she proved that constant grind actually kills your creativity and problem solving. You got to give yourself a break in order to be able to be creative. The bottom line is that hustle may have roots in ambition and survival, but performative and endless hustle, that harms more than it helps. The win comes, the real win comes when that hustle becomes purposeful. It's strategic. And that kind of hustle fuels you instead of draining you.
Stan, you ever notice Maddle's up at 7:30 a.m. actually being productive?
Yeah. While we're still deciding if eating gummy bears is a mindfulness practice.
But seriously, man, Kindness Rising isn't just a show. It's a full wake-up vibe.
Yeah, man, it's got real get after it energy.
So don't hit snooze, people.
Wake up with Kindness Rising, and as always, stay uncommon, stay kind.
All right. Let's jump into the comments. I appreciate everyone that's out there getting it after it. Be driven. You're here with us on a Labor Day. Of course, Lady Drew, you're here too. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for jumping in on Labor Day. We don't stop here at the Mornings in the Lab Network. We don't really take a day off because we're here for you, regardless of what you're doing. Dizzy, hello. Keep your son in your prayers. Nothing's wrong with him. He's just ugly. Dizzy, that's classic, dude. Don't worry. Maybe he'll outgrow it. The question is it hereditary? That's what my father used to say. Son, if you're worried about growing up like me, don't worry about it. You'll outgrow it. Dizzy, love that. That is just funny. All right. A 9-minute prayer would be greatly appreciated. All right, Dizzy, you're getting after it. Deputy Bustin Cider TTV. 2 jobs for a year, take money to another country and be a millionaire. That's true. Obviously, United States, we have a huge difference. COVID was a joke. I'm not so sure. I definitely felt that it was not a joke. All right, you're jumping in and saying it was so medical people were needed so much but got fired if not vaccinated. That is true. That did happen. Michael Hers, hey buddy, thanks for sticking around. I hope you're still out there. I appreciate everyone who's come up live on Labor Day. Yep, we go live every day. Thank you. Be driven. Stay buzzy, my friend. And Lady Drew, check with your doctors. It's been reposted. COVID-19 is on a super rise in many states. I didn't know that, but I did notice when I went to the grocery store the other day, there were more people wearing a mask. I guess maybe I'm a little clueless if we're having a rise. I do know that those things are cyclical, right? We want to get vaccinated. 14,000 people died. Yep, Robin, you're right. So I do know that these things are cyclical. It's become COVID, just like the flu and other things have become seasonal. I'm not going to get political about it, but I encourage people to be safe with what they're doing every day in terms of spreading disease. This is the time of year rolling into September and October when the weather changes, bugs are out there. We all get inside and indoors. We're sharing a little bit more of our cells, including our germs. So I would encourage you to be safe, be smart. I believe in vaccinations. I'm just going to say it right out there. I don't think that science says otherwise. I haven't seen anything credible to understand that. I know there's a movement, an anti-vax movement. Don't really agree with that, but that's my opinion. You form your own, do your own research. Don't just take the word for it off of the news media or what you're hearing from some of the politicians that are out there. Do your own research, make your own good choices. But the most important thing is that you be safe, because we want to live nice and long so we can get up here every morning at with Kindness Rising and over at the Mornings in the Lab show that's going to be there at 8 o'clock every day, regardless if it's Labor Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas. We're showing up. We know you guys are looking for this content, and we are going to get it for you. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining, who has joined in the comments today. It looks like the vertical is super active, but not so much over on the horizontal. What that tells me is you people are watching me on your phones. You might be lying in bed, not going to work today, or chilling at your breakfast table, or whatever you're doing. Mike Sullivan, welcome, buddy. Welcome from out in the West Coast. I like to see that you're up and at 'em, even on a Labor Day morning. Welcome. Holroyd, you're here, of course. We call you the OG because you are the first member of the Mornings in the Lab community, paid community. And if you're interested, make sure you subscribe to this channel at Kindness Rising. Get over to Mornings in the Lab and subscribe over there too. Join behind the paywall too, because that's where really amazing stuff happens. So welcome everybody. Welcome back to Kindness Rising. We are getting up and after it on this Labor Day weekend. I hope everybody's had a great weekend. I definitely had an awesome Labor Day weekend. I actually did a little bit of traveling, went up to visit my kid who went off to college, but that wasn't the primary reason. This year for Heather's birthday, I helped make a little dream come true for her. A couple of bands that she had always wanted to see happened to be performing on the same bill together. So we went up to a little venue and we caught Gary Clark Jr. I don't know if you guys know who Gary Clark is, but he is the 6 foot, I think he's 6'9" or something. He's huge. Blues guitarist, just an awesome show. And then headlined by the Black Keys. Great show. Awesome chance to see the Black Keys. Love their music. Check them out if you don't know who they are. I bet you do, though, because they've been around for a while. We had a great time at the show, and then we got over and saw my sister, who just got back from Africa. She spent 3 weeks in Africa traveling around. She told some amazing stories about her trip, including meeting the Prime Minister of Rwanda randomly, having a one-on-one sit-down with the Prime Minister of Rwanda unplanned. That's absolutely insane. And showing up at her hotel with a bunch of black vans around her, trying to understand what's going on. 2 people were there, the Prime Minister of Rwanda and a little someone named Angelina Jolie. So that was kind of cool that she ran into them. But what was even cooler was the work that she did. She was out in with these conservatories, I guess they're called, and she got to see some amazing animals and help support wildlife restoration in Africa. It was an amazing time for her. Cameron D, welcome. I can't believe how many people got vaxxed. I can believe how many people got vaxxed, the smart people in my opinion. But Cam, you're welcome to your opinion, and we appreciate that you are here with us on Kindness Rising. Stick around for some education, some information, and some entertainment. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back into Kindness Rising. I'm going to throw on some more tunes for us to keep it lively. I've mixed up my music genres today because I was just feeling like it. I usually stick with one style of music, but today I'm picking some of my favorites from the show over the past couple of months and getting after it. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back to Kindness Rising. Let's flip over to another subject we always talk about here on Kindness Rising, and that's branding. If you're building your business, your side hustle, your reputation, whatever it is, here's your best play. Lean into our EAT philosophy. We eat here at Kindness Rising. That stands for experience, expertise, authenticity, trust, and entertainment. It's the best way to build a brand, and we can help you do it here on the Mornings in the Lab network, even in the hustle culture. Talk about your experience. Everyone knows about burnout. I talked a little bit about mine here on Kindness Rising this morning. Tell your story. Help people understand what's going on in your life, and that will help you build your brand. Talk about your expertise. Show what you've learned from it and help to guide others. That's what I hope I'm doing here today. Authenticity. Be yourself. Drop the act. Don't be performing the I never sleep, I get up and get after it hustle in a fake way. We do here, really here at Kindness Rising, but nobody's buying your fake hustle, I never sleep act. Trust. Build your trust. People stick with brands that admit they're human. They've had ups, they've had downs. I've had it in my 53 years, and I know you've had it too. Stick around and show you're human. Lastly, entertainment. Humor seals the deal. We like to do a little bit of humor here at Kindness Rising and at Mornings in the Lab, bringing you Cal and Stan, who are out there doing crazy things. Keith's got Tommy and Frankie over on his show. Check them out. It's a lot of fun. Don't brand yourself as the grind. Brand yourself as a human who has found your rhythm. Go live with the Vital Network is the best way to do that. The Mornings in the Lab Network is here to help you get up, get after it, and build your brand.
Welcome to episode 1 of Motivation with Dave.
Congrats, Dave. Your podcast number 5,764,999 and still invisible.
Dave, nobody wants another podcast. Go live.
Going live was the best decision I ever made. True motherfucking story.
All right, going live is the best thing that you can do. We go live here 7:30 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, regardless if it's Labor Day, regardless if it's Thanksgiving. We are here for you. And then you get over at 8 o'clock and you get over to the Mornings in the Lab with Keith and John and all the other friends, Jimmy and Melissa. They're over there helping on the dials too, even though it's Labor Day. They're getting up and getting after it. Here's the bridge between us and them. We don't just talk about this stuff. We help people live it. At Mornings in the Lab Network, we will help you build your brand through live experiences because live is authentic. Live is real. People don't connect with just your ads. They want to connect with you showing up as yourself. And we'd back it up too. If you're not interested in the live experience, we can get you a live show for 30 minutes. But if you want even a little bit of little taste of it, check out our down and dirty ad packs. They're quick hitting, creative, AI powered content that connects with your brand, your personal brand, and brings your story to life. It's the intersection of AI and human branding. We'll bring your purpose and amplify it. And lastly, if there's companies out there, if you've got a company and you think this show is awesome, I think it's awesome. You've got somebody, you want to do a little sponsorship of this show, we'll help you do it. We can bring you right into our shows, make you a character in our shows, make sure that your message gets out there in the world. We're actively seeking sponsors for the show, align with kindness, with purpose, and with an audience. Over 30,000 people a month checking out our shows. Our audience shows up live every morning. They're interacting with our contact. We've got title sponsorships. We've got segment sponsorships, and we can do integrated ad packs. We've got room for partners who want to grow with us. Don't just hustle for attention. Build a brand that lives.
But what if no one listens?
If it's live, they'll feel it. And when they feel it, they'll listen.
Show your expertise, your experience, your authenticity, and your truth through a live conversation.
Ditch the podcast. Start a live conversation on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network today.
All right, this one's called Carve the Tunnels. A little AI generated supported music. I brought my creativity. You can check it out with Suno. That's the program we use here on Kindness Rising and Mornings in the Lab to build our soundtrack. It connects with our vibe. It's an awesome tool. Get on over to Mornings in the Lab too at 8 o'clock. We make connections for you all the way across our entire Mornings in the Lab network every day. So get out there and carve those tunnels against hustle. Get up and get after it. Keith and the crew over at Mornings in the Lab, they're talking about stacking small wins today. And those are the antidote to toxic hustle. Purposeful hustle, it isn't about sprinting till you crash. It's about building momentum, one intentional step at a time. You land one client, you put a little money away and towards your debt. You take a walk instead of grinding through lunch. Those tiny little things that you can do in the moment and stack them day after day. And suddenly you've built that rhythm that compounds. The same way compound interest grows your money, small purposeful actions can grow your meaning. They shift hustle from a performance to a practice. And when you link those small wins together to your bigger why, that's the key, getting to your why. You're no longer just busy. You build something that's sustainable, and that's the bridge. Hustle with purpose, stack small wins, and watch how it transforms you. Not just your work, but your entire life.
Did you know in my dream last night, Costco had free samples for 12 hours straight?
That was just REM sleep, Stan. Studies show creativity improves 30% during it.
All right, get your sleep too. We talk about that a lot here on Kindness Rising. I hope you guys got some sleep over the weekend. Get into a rhythm with your sleep. Go to bed at the same time. Wake up at the same time. It will change your life. It'll set your clock, your internal clock, get your rhythm going, and you will be better for it, being able to get up and get after it every day. Thank you so much. Lady Drew, I see you out there at the foothills of the mountains in the countries of North Carolina. Appreciate that you come out every day. Thanks for a little shout out to Heather. Her birthday was actually last week, but we bought her the tickets for the show. We had an absolute blast seeing the Black Keys and Gary Clark Jr. the other night. And it was awesome. We were walking around. We're like, what are the chances we see anybody? We were about 2.5 hours away from our home. And I ran into my boss from 20 years ago, a person I hadn't seen, a person who I absolutely love and admire. She's just an awesome person. Laura and Gerard, her husband, were there at the show, and it was just amazing to connect with them. Haven't talked to them in years, but no matter what, it feels like no time has gone by. Boom, instantly right back to where we were 20 years ago in Geneva, New York. It was awesome. Love that. That when you get out and you do things, you run into people, you meet people, you learn things. I encourage it. Get out, go to shows, go do whatever it is that you love, and interact with the world. Here's a little bit of research about hustle culture too, and I always like to add a little credibility to what we're talking about. I absolutely believe in getting up and getting it after it every day. That's why I'm here on Labor Day morning delivering this show. But you got to do it with purpose, and you got to do it in a way that's balanced for your life so that you can stay healthy. The WHO, they found that working 55 plus hours a week is actually linked to heart disease and stroke, and over 750,000 deaths in this single year are directly linked to heart disease and stroke from stress. OSHA reports that 83% of U.S. workers suffer from work-related stress. That leads to hypertension, depression, immune issues. Hello, Danielle. Welcome. I'm so sorry that your aunt died. That's part of life. Death is part of life, right? But we're here for you. We're here every day, mornings in the lab. We'll support you through your grief and through your loss. I'm sorry to hear of your loss, and I hope you find peace at some point in your memory of your aunt. Skipping breaks. 4 out of 5 workers in Australia, they skip lunch, driving stress through the roof. Exhaustion doesn't make you a hero. It makes you a liability. And in the philanthropy world, groups are finally waking up to men's mental health. Suicide rates among men are 3 to 4 times higher than women, and hustle culture is one of the silent killers behind that. Empty hustle isn't just annoying, it's dangerous. So hustle right, but be healthy and be safe. On Kindness Rising, we always move from thoughts to action. I always like to leave you with one little bit, one item to think about that might help you connect to what we're doing here. Here's your kindness call. We're calling it the Purpose Hustle. Check in today. Write down one part of your hustle that drains you. Then write one that fills you. The empty bucket, fill your bucket concept. Then ask, how do I shift more time towards the second one? Hustle isn't bad, but hustle without meaning is. And that's our show for today. I can't believe we blew through a half an hour of hustle talk. I hope it was educational, gave us some food for thought here on this Labor Day. If you're not working today, I hope you get out and you enjoy some time with your friends, your family, whatever you want to do to recharge, refuel, and be able to get up and get back after it today. Here's the thread. Hustle culture sells us sacrifice as success, but the truth, the one you learn by the age of 53, is that hustle without purpose kills your soul. When your hustle has meaning, you integrate it into your life, it feeds you instead of drains you, and that's when work stops becoming a grind and starts becoming your groove. As we always say here on Kindness Rising, stay uncommon and stay kind.
Stan, you ever notice Maddle's up at 7:30 a.m. actually being productive?
While we're still deciding if eating gummy bears is a mindfulness practice.
But seriously, man, Kindness Rising isn't just a show. It's a full wake-up vibe.
Yeah, man, it's got real get-after-it energy.
So don't hit snooze, people.
Wake up with Kindness Rising, and as always, stay uncommon, stay kind.